Hi everyone, this is Micah Bloomberg from Virtual Reality Magazine and also Silicon Valley Global News. Here with Paige Dansinger. I saw a post that Paige did on Facebook where she shared that she had been one of the early alpha testers of Facebook Horizon. She's been a creator in the VR space for a long time. She creates gardens and other things, and she has a whole community of people that contribute to her projects. She was very enthusiastic online about Facebook Horizon, and I just thought she would be the perfect person to talk to. So I'm here with Paige Dansinger today to talk about Facebook Horizon. But first, I want to get to know a little bit about who Paige is and what she does and where she came from. So go ahead, Paige, go ahead and take it from there.
Well, thanks, Micah. I'm really happy to be here. I'm coming to you today from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where it was the home of Better World Museum. For 5 years, we were located downtown Minneapolis. We had an indoor edible garden, a maker space and VR center, and participatory mural walls. We closed about a year ago to create a traveling modular experience pop-up museum, and we visited our friends in Shenzhen in the XR Pioneer community. Now we're back in the United States, and this year has really been a transition into creating new online cross-platform spaces for Better World Museum and working in Facebook Horizon to create new community spaces.
Nice. So you've been creating community spaces for a while now.
I have. I think it's part of my nature. My mom was a Brownie leader, and that was a wonderful exposure to seeing how creative activities can create better community. They dissolve, especially with creative technology. We have an opportunity to use VR to dissolve isolation and feelings of powerlessness.
Now, right behind you is, I guess, a picture of just a garden from Facebook Horizon.
2016, the first project I ever did, or the first thing I ever did with an Oculus Rift, was that I drew a flower in drawing software and I posted it on social media, inviting anyone in the world to contribute to the VR garden. I was really surprised. Around that time, a friend had told me that that was actually stupid, that I just opened myself up for what he called the worst of the internet. And my project and my life since then has really proved that wrong. I believe in the power of the goodness in community making, and people in the world did not disappoint.
Great.
Today,
Oh,
there's been almost maybe 4,000 people who have drawn, participated, or experienced the VR garden.
and so I'm getting a sense. I saw the preview for Horizon back at OC6 that Horizon really is about letting people build things together.
Yes, the developers are an incredible team, and they, I believe that an important purpose behind their work has been to democratize world building. And Horizon is an incredible platform that displays it. The building tools are extremely easy. The scripting is like building with Legos, and one is able to create interactive experiences that are engaging and fun and connect with other people. And I love that.
Nice. Before we dive into Facebook Horizon, would you just I had a glance at your website. It was really pretty. Would you just share that for a little bit?
Okay.
That's the one. What I saw. Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. These are drawings of me captured by XR Pioneer in Shenzhen. when I drew with students. Here's a 10-year-old Dylan, and he didn't really like art, but he learned how to use his hand of all power with his hand of infinite options. And together, when he drew in virtual reality, he felt like a superhero.
Amazing.
Thank you. I absolutely love drawing and teaching new people how to draw in virtual reality.
Nice.
Here, if I scroll down, you can see that a picture of me, I was a Facebook Community Leadership Fellow, and some videos. I had opportunity to present at the Facebook Community Leadership Program, Global Facebook Safety and Wellbeing Summit, XR Pioneer, Augmented World Expo. I've had Miami Expo. All of these opportunities really came out of being a member of the AR VR Women and Allies, and the relationship that I made with different people there in the group.
There was a while when you couldn't tell anyone about your work on Horizon.
That's correct. I was unable to speak about it or share any information until a week ago. And so in between this time, I didn't want to lose the importance of community building. I used the program called Rec Room, which is cross-platform, available through iOS, PlayStation, Steam, or Oculus, and people can visit it through different platforms, and it became an opportunity for teen leadership building. And some young 15 and 13-year-olds built one night a new Better World Museum for me, and it was fantastic. There we hosted artist in residence programs and had several art openings. But meanwhile, secretly, I was working on Horizon in the background and was really excited about it. In March, I started creating a women's art museum, or an art museum that included, I'm going to show my background.
Okay.
I created the Horizon Museum of Art. You can see Horizon Museum of Art. Here's the first little bit of it, and here's a
that's your avatar behind you.
It is my avatar. Look.
Nice.
We look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's back to the garden. Here's a Louise Nevelson and a Bridget Riley, and I have a Frida Kahlo and Barbara Kruger. Here we have a clip of Agnes Martin and Jenny Holzer, and so I've been creating this art museum in Horizon, and right now the exhibit is Women Artists, and it's a very inclusive exhibit with artists of many cultures and many varying degrees on the spectrum of who identifies as a woman. And I've been just really loving building this new exhibit. Tomorrow I am going to be meeting with a New Horizon beta user who will offer some her diverse voice on some of the works that were recreated in the museum, so that we have not just my audio guide tour, but community voices. We're really using Horizon. I'm using Horizon Art Museum as a pathway towards having conversation about decolonization and more inclusion and equity in the museum ecosystem, as well as within creative technology.
you were saying that the first two projects that you did for Horizon were called Plant Trees and How Do Bees Make Honey.
Yeah. I'm going to go to YouTube. Hold on. Here we go. This is the Roots and Herbs Garden Path, which will lead us to currently 7 different worlds. But we're going to take an in-depth view at the wild strawberry patch and the medicinal herb garden.
Okay. So this is inside Horizon. This is inside an herb garden that you created.
That's correct. This is inside of the wild strawberry patch. You're able to pick strawberries and put them into a basket. And then you're able to wander the woods and learn some of the names and pick berries and fruits. And there's this forager's edible plant field guide in pencil that you're able to interact with and make checks when you find the plants. So there's some mullein. That's good for sore throats if you catch a cold.
Nice. So I was just imagining that that a teacher could create an experience for their students to go and learn a topic and then check off their to-do list as they...
Absolutely. In fact, Micah, I created an art school also in Horizon. I can't wait to share it. We're going to have the very first Future Friday climate hackathons, and we're going to do this every single Friday. So I just got done setting it up for the first event on the 18th. September 18th is when it starts.
Wow.
So excited about the art school. Would you like to see a little clip of that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You were wearing an Oculus Quest when you made this video?
Hello, this is Paige.
When I made this video, actually, I was on a riff.
Show off the Horizon Art School and share it with you. I'm excited. I just set up for the Future Fridays climate hack.
I'm so excited. I'm like bubbling.
I will show you. First, I have 3 giant crates of cool things like tools, and inside of them are different shapes, different shapes and different gravities, as well as some drawing tools.
You just saw me pop into creator mode there.
And then the teams...
Do you want to go back 1 second, or it's up to you?
I can, but now you're going to hear
weekly, every Friday,
the interactive.
Contest,
I'm going to press the button and it'll
climate
talk.
Hack challenge,
which
and
I'm excited
be
about.
A different,
well, I scripted it.
Different prompt
and this is how easy Horizon
is.
is.
Getting ready for the first one.
Because I had no prior scripting experience.
Welcome to Horizon Art School's Climate Challenge for Future Fridays.
See?
Your challenge.
Okay, now I can go back.
So I just
use these materials.
You're gonna pause it for a second.
Sustainable climate.
So that wasn't you talking during the live recording. That was a recording that you scripted to activate when people press the button.
Well, okay. So during the live recording, it was me talking to introduce it, and then as soon as I pressed the green button, it was a recording of me that I had pre-recorded for when you touch the button.
So what that can tell people is that when you're creating something in Horizon for your team or your class, you can leave recordings for people to discover. will wander around this world, and maybe they'll press a button or interact with something, and then it plays back a recording of your voice.
Yes, in fact, I did an entire, each of the 21 images on view right now at the museum, each has their own audio recording about each work of art.
I'm guessing...
I'm part of a coalition of 90 museums in the United States who use their museums as sites for social action.
Solution. Compete for prizes. Post a selfie with your group of your finished product by the deadline. Good luck. Super. So teams are able to work here in the garden or inside in the gallery. The studios, the classroom area, or in the Art Tech greenhouse, where we have more drawing tools as well as beginning of a surface area for greenhouse interactions.
So
this is the setting for the very first Horizon Art School's Future Friday Hackathon.
Yeah, so I'm excited about it. I'm about to show you. I'm going to announce the other classes I'm going to host here.
Okay.
I'm going to run it like a real art school.
Accepting class registration soon for 3D sculpture, interactive art, abstract painting, performance art, furniture design, and climate art technology.
Wow.
So I'm really excited. I went to art school and it was just a great experience, and that will lend me knowledge in running a school in virtual reality.
Nice. What art school did you go? What art school did you go to?
Went to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts.
Okay. Yeah, I never went to art school, but I appreciated art class a lot. Every grade, it was a fun class.
I love art education. I also worked at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts from 2004 to 2012, and one of the jobs that I had there was in public program education.
You know what's so inspiring about this? When I was seeing your video, you were walking through the building, and I thought, well, there could be like a neuroscience school in Facebook Horizon. Like people could just create spaces for teachers, and then teachers could just show up and start teaching, and that's just that's mind expanding. The idea that people just might start create schools inside this program. That's just cool. That's really cool.
Thank you. I think it's what we really need today, to democratize education and create these formats that may be more accessible, barring Wi-Fi accessibility for students around the world who are either, dealing with substandard education in their environment or subject to, a pandemic. We have new models of education today, and well, even for myself, if I could, maybe I would be a PhD student right now at MIT, but that's not what I'm doing today. I'm at home, safely social distancing and creating new education worlds instead in Facebook Horizon. Every day is an opportunity to educate. And so
Well, maybe the future, maybe MIT will be teaching classes inside Facebook Horizon, realistically.
Well, I sure would love that. Inspired certainly by their hackathons, we're continuing the tradition already. So here's some museum selfies at Horizon Museum of Art. And this does not have the audio tour in it, but it sort of shows off some of the works on view right now. And this exhibit will be ever expanding. There can be hundreds of exhibit rooms. I can continue with women artists, or maybe I can have a Van Gogh show or an exhibit that's focused on an important topic. I'd really like to have museum leaders that are part of the community that become involved in the museum, and then their leadership just starts to form. So I'd really love to see how people from other cultures may create some of the ritual and objects of their culture, ritual and secular objects. So the museum has no bounds. Perhaps one day it could be larger than the Met Museum.
Okay, right. Yeah, virtual space, you know, you can just keep expanding, right?
Yes, it's endless, the possibilities. So here's a photo of me last night before I went to bed, and I created part of my 7-world garden hop. Includes a couple of obscure worlds, that would make like world 8, 9, or 10. So one of them, I guess, to be honest with you, this year was intense in Minneapolis. After the murder of George Floyd, I needed to take a little time out from building the museum. I needed some personal wellness spaces, and that's when the garden really started to proliferate. But within that time, I also created like the road trip that I wasn't able to really take. And so this is a shot from a place that I lived over 20 years ago in a place called Two Peaks outside of Taos, New Mexico, on the other side of the Rio Grande River and bridge.
Before you start,
totally off grid.
So before you start, about what date was it that you said that George Floyd murder happened, and then
that was the end of May.
That was the end of May, and then so that was right around then that you decided to create this.
I started creating like these escape spaces. And part of the garden would bring me to like hot springs that I used to go to like 20 years ago with my friends, and I used to live off grid in northern New Mexico. Okay. And I wanted to recreate these places that I knew I would never actually likely return to in real life.
Okay.
And I needed to escape, but logistically, I have work to do. I'm a mom. I have things I got to do. I can't just hop in the car and go on a road trip, right?
Right.
So, but I can put on
your VR headset,
Quest, and completely be in another world. People have been doing that all week, going to Black Rock and City in VR for Burning Man.
Right, Burning Man, yeah.
Checked out Burning Man.
I did. I checked out the BRC VR, the Burning Man in Altspace. It was cool.
It was cool. Well, I mean, that just shows like how you can create like all these other places in the world. Well, I created this like mountain road trip outside of Taos, New Mexico in Horizon. And you go to my friend's Roots and Herbs farm that's located, it's a real place in El Rito, New Mexico. And you look out on Sunshine Valley and you see this giant mountain. And then you go to hot springs in Arroyo Hondo, New Mexico, also called Black Rock Hot Springs. And you sit and you watch the clouds and birds, and like you can hang out in a cave and find crystals. It's just really nice. And then you can go to Two Peaks, which is this little mountain I lived off grid like 20 something years ago. I spent a couple of years in the straw bale shack, and it was just really raw and really crazy and doesn't fit my lifestyle today, but somewhere emotionally I needed to escape there. So here I am. This is the nighttime version. I made a day and a night. During the day, you can go there and find arrowheads and chop wood, but and watch the clouds. That's really like the drama there, is watching the clouds. But at night, you can look at the Milky Way and sit by the fire. And then I made a bed, and I can actually like watch a candle flicker and like lay in bed and go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah. And it sounds really escapist and crazy, but I think that it helped. It was what I needed to perform better in my world today.
There's a broad spectrum of things you can create with Horizon. You can create things that are very personal and just escapes for yourself, or you can create schools that are really designed to change the world.
That's right. Can I quick tell you about a couple of my friends' worlds also? Absolutely. Nava Berg, she goes by Nava K in Horizon. She's created a couple of incredible rooms. She made like a city park with easels, and it's called the Heart of the Community. And you can learn about lots of the different creator worlds and paint and visit and listen to an audio tour about different creators. And she made the most incredible Horizon runway, where you can try on and walk a red carpet wearing different fantastic fashions. And then I'd like to tell you about Micah Allen's work. Micah J, he goes by. Right. He's been creating incredible like games. Yeah. So I saw some of his work.
Hey y'all, this is Micah J here. I'm about to do another video showcasing the possibilities with Horizon. In this video, I'll show some of the scripting capability. This is a project I'm working on called Valley of the Beast Part 2. It's actually the Cliffs Valley of the Beast Part 2.
Your left hand on mine.
Voila.
The Phoenix Wand, controller of the Phoenix Guardian. I was protected from an entity called the Dark that is on its way to this planet.
That's actually my voice. I just sped it up to make it sound more cartoonish. This wand is the most important wand of the game. It controls this flying phoenix I made right here. Tap that ring right there to mount it. Constantly pushing. Our NPC friend is going to meet us over here and point to the instructions right here. Basically just making an X with both swords at the same time, pressing the index triggers, and this lightning effect, which I like to call lightning effect, surrounds you. Option for this bomb. So as you can see, if you press where those buttons are, it says get bomb. You get this cool looking device, back away from it, push detonate from the top, and it explodes, killing your enemies. Alright, that would be one of your other friends' weapons. Moving along, we're gonna get back on the Phoenix and go to.
Yeah, super duper exciting.
He was really excited. I saw a YouTube video. He was really excited about using scripting to make his game interactive and
yes.
So
he's a brilliant scripter. Yeah. Just
so he created like this wand.
Unworthy.
He created
And
this
then-
wizard's wand, and you fly around with it, and then you
Yeah.
activate.
Valley of the Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you lighting up. It's a really exciting experience. And then there's a new builder who I'm excited about. He goes by Artface, and he's created an incredible, I think he's had beta access for only like a little over a week, and he's created an incredible place called Artface Place. But he also created a really, really beautiful memorial piece to the Black Panther. So
Excellent.
yes, so we can see that we can create participatory fun games, educational spaces, places for wellness and rebuilding our resilience, and places of memorial and meaning.
Nice. Yeah, it's a broad, it's a huge amount of possibility here. Do you happen to have the Horizon launch video? I wanted to see if we could show that to people because it has something that you created in it.
Yes, I do. Let
Okay.
me pop over to YouTube. Well, I was really excited about this video that they created, and I have to tell you that I didn't see it right away. I didn't see it until after midnight the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was so blown away that I honestly stayed up till like almost 3 a.m. watching it again and again and again. So I was pretty excited. This was my very first world that I made, and I haven't posted a video of it yet. I want to create a new one.
Okay.
And of the work that I did, but there's a little sample of it in this intro video used for the launch of Facebook Horizon, and the world is called How Do Bees Make Honey? And it's the first world that it's the second world. My first world was how to plant trees, or just planting trees, where people would plant seeds out of a seed packet and trees would come up, and a whole host of really fun activities. But this one was our very first science challenge, and I used how do bees make honey, and in it you can learn how to do the round dance or the waggle dance, and you learn all about flowers and honey making. It's very educational for students. But here's a little clip from it in the Facebook launch. Those are my bees. And then they're gonna come again. Here.
Or not.
See,
That was exciting.
that's what I didn't understand when I first saw that like a year ago or something like that. Was that these were all user created experiences, like everything. Like
Everything.
I thought for some reason that there was like some pre-created stuff that was made by like just the developers, but everything is just created by people. It's like this, that's what it's meant to be. You build something and you share it with your friends.
Yeah. And it's wonderful because, well, it's very simple. They've made the challenging barriers dissolve by their careful creation of the platform.
That's almost like it's almost like you have some of the stuff that people loved about I mean, I've compared this to, in my mind, I've compared this to, well, this seems like it's, there's the VR. It's not VR chat exactly. There's the people there, right? It's not rec room exactly. But then now I'm thinking, well, I actually don't know what Roblox is, but I know what is the game that you Minecraft, where you put the blocks and you create worlds. And see, this is like, it's pulls together all of these like different experiences that people love, world building, and with, I'm thinking about Minecraft with the sort of, you've got the social element of a VR, an alt space, but you've got the ability to script games like a rec room. This is just really, it's a really big deal. I think this is going to be, I didn't really understand it before I talked to you, not fully, but I think this is going to be a really big deal. This is really awesome.
Well, thank you, Micah. I cannot wait to welcome you in Horizon and build together. When people build together, it's in my experience that people build systems to make a better world.
Okay. Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. I feel like this was just awesome. Thank you for sharing this time together and asking me questions about my work and letting me just share and express my excitement for the new Facebook Horizon.
Looking forward to it.
I look forward to welcoming you at future Fridays climate hackathons at Horizon Art School, to welcoming you in different classes that are offering there, and at the Horizon Art Museum, and then taking a break together in the garden, or going to a runway show in Nava's World, or Valley of the Beasts, or any of the incredible worlds that are being created right now on Horizon.
Wow.